My Lord self. Oh my God, success is all I want. Yes, indeed. Oh, my luck, oh. Tᴏᴏᴏ Cʀᴜɪsᴛ Tᴏᴏᴏ Then they pray make a ball and stagger, so I'm moving cloak and dagger. Might see me in a black bandana in a Lambo with ⴏᴜᴜ. Diamond teeth with a bucket full of rubber, no shirt looking like an ammo rubber. Since I started, they carry my matter, no be now we go scatter my dada. Tᴏᴏᴏ Cʴ�ᴜɪsᴛ.
Them they pray we go fall and stagger. Are you mad? You know why them man call me Baba? To catch eye, you gon' need one bigger and a taller ladder. Just there dancing dagger. I'm outside chilling. Raga, what's so the higgy hagger? When I come with a yinky yanka, and my jacket was shining like Bianca. Now them man there wish that they never done that. Now everybody rage out Stevie Wonder, doing 8 mile when they hear the thunder. Make me wake up, rise from your slumber. I ain't even green yet, man, I'm still on amber. Why you wanna see me fall down, see me under? Sometimes I gotta think hard and I ponder. They can't come close, come here, but they want to. Just stay far, stay there. 24 hours ain't enough for gangster. No sleep, now my eyes looking like a panda. Do them man they really wanna passa? When we pull up, they gon' have to go and call for Jaja. Go call for Yala, see me a Maga. When your time has come, don't make it harder. Can't catch him today, we gon' see tomorrow. Only witness was Tia tomorrow.
Then they break a ball and stagger, so I'm moving cloak and dagger. Might see me in a black bandana in a Lambo with ⴏᴜᴜ. Diamond teeth with a bucket full of rubber, no shirt looking like an ammo rubber. Since I started, they carry my matter, no be now we go scatter my dada. Then they break a ball and stagger, so I'm moving cloak and dagger. Might see me in a black bandana in a Lambo with ⴏᴜᴜ. Diamond teeth with a bucket full of rubber, no shirt looking like an ammo rubber. Since I started.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Clock and Daggers from Bonobo and Juice. I love the song. I think that's one of my finest, collaboration of all time. Maybe in the last 10 years. Let me just limit it that way. Welcome to Sports Cruise Live from Mainland 98.3 FM today. And I'm sure your weekend went good. Mine was awesome, except, of course, all of the Liverpool drama. They lost to Chelsea yesterday. And, of course, the long-awaited announcement by arguably the best wing back, one of the best wing backs that the English Premier League have seen in modern history. Talking about Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's agreed the verbal agreement with Real Madrid. It's a big one. It's a big move. But the most painful part for me is the fact that Liverpool are not making a dime, not even a kobo from the sales of Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid. Well, how and why they allowed him to wind up his contract, I don't know. Almost the same thing, or the same card was actually thrown up for Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk. At the end of the day, they got themselves sorted out. But for Trent, it's a new journey, it's a new development, and I'm sure he's already looking forward to what is going to be happening at the Magnificent, at the biggest club ever in the history of mankind. Talking about Real Madrid, 15 times Champions League winner, over 100 trophies won, so nobody comes close. So when you're big, you also want to be at the biggest stage, and that was the decision that Trent Alexander-Arnold have made. Liverpool fans don't look happy about it. I have one of them with me in the studio this evening. I would always run this show together. Once again, you're welcome. There was the Miami Grand Prix over the weekend, and Oscar Piastri won that one from Lando Norris and George Russell, with Max Verstappen starting in pole but finishing fourth. Well, I will talk about all of that on the show today. Also run you through results of games that were decided over the weekend in all of the major leagues across Europe. For PSG now this season. For Barcelona, it was the same song of a sweet victory. And of course, for Inter Milan, they also managed to close up the gap between themselves and Napoli with a slim 1-0 victory, reducing the points back to 3.4. The Italian Serie A. Could it be 2 titles in 3 years for Napoli? Time will tell. For Victor Osimhen, it was also a record-breaking weekend as he has his highest scoring season ever. And of course, he has said it that this season is one of the greatest seasons of his entire life, especially releasing the new challenge in the Turkish league, playing for Galatasaray. He's so loved, he's so adored, he's so worshipped over there in Turkey. But I don't know if he's going to stay back in Turkey or he's going to make the big move to the English Premier League. He's played in Belgium, he's played in France, he's played in Italy, he's gone to Turkey. Could he be Spain this time around, or it's going to be England? Time will tell. Welcome to the show once again. My name is Sᴘᴏʀᴛ Cʀᴜɪsᴇ. There was also a big fight this weekend. If Jagba played a very controversial draw with Bakoli in Saudi Arabia. I'll also give you highlights and updates of that particular one. Again, welcome. There's Agbatomi in the house. Big weekend. Liverpool champions elect. Made it easy for Chelsea as Chelsea continue to push for a Champions League finish as they went on 3 games unbeaten. 3 straight wins for Chelsea, and of course they are hopeful that their Champions League dream would also come to reality, knowing that winning the Europa League would only give them a shot at the winning the Conference League would only give them a shot at the Europa League next season. So I'm sure they are pushing for the big one. But hey, what a weekend it was. There's Formula One, there is the Diamond League also going on for Toby Amusan. His 4th place finish back to back, although the personal best was not good enough for the Diamond League. But she's back on the grid and she's made it 2 Diamond League performances back to back, even though she's not gotten what she wanted. But it's a good one for her. Well, it's a big one, big weekend. Trent Alexander-Arnold, the announcement has been finally made, Agbatomi, and it's time to say goodbye to one of the best right backs that the English Premier League has produced, arguably the best to ever play for Liverpool.
No, I disagree with that.
It's not an argument. It's a statement of fact.
I disagree with that, Okwemi, to be honest. But okay. What a wonderful weekend it was, especially for Nigerians across board in Europe, across board as well in the world. What's his name now? Ademola Lookman
returned to scoring form
after his goal
6 games goal drought.
Exactly, scored in their win against Monza. For Victor Osimhen as well, he also scored a brace in their 4-1 win against Sivasspor to also take his goals contributions to 40 goals. That's
crazy.
33 goals as well as 7 assists. And something interesting about that is the fact that Victor Osimhen joined the Turkish Super League 4 weeks
into the league.
Into the league, exactly. That was after the league had resumed. So, I mean, it just gives you the kind of crazy form he is at this point in time. And he has even come out to also say that he doesn't want to hear anything about transfers at this point in time. He just wants to play football. Exactly.
He just wants to enjoy his football.
And he has been playing so well for Galatasaray this season. Apart from that, just like what we mentioned, Toby Amusan also breaking up our personal record as well, personal best. And we also have Fʀᴏᴜ as well, also being part of that one as well at a meet event right there, yes, in Asia. But I mean, obviously over the weekend we saw beautiful games as well. Manchester United, they were beating.
It was business as usual.
Business as usual for Arsenal as well. I really don't understand the decision of Mikel Arteta to start the level that we play against
because
PSG.
I mean Arsenal see, I think we're going to talk about that as well. Arsenal has they've had a very underwhelming season.
Yes.
And
they've lost 20 points from winning positions this season.
They've drawn 13 games already this season. And if you have those numbers, those stats, it doesn't make you look serious.
They'll be playing against PSG on Wednesday. Instead with the entire level that will be playing against them.
Liverpool PSG changed their entire starting
It was only João Neves.
Only João.
And João Neves started at right back. Even Donnarumma.
They won the game.
It is well known. It is well known that Arsenal don't have anything again to lose in the Premier League this season.
They don't qualify for the Champions League.
With 3 games to go?
They have not qualified for the Champions League.
No. They have. You know why?
There are 3 points.
Okay, I mean, there are 2 points.
Arsenal, listen to me.
Yeah.
Arsenal will play Newcastle next.
Yes.
They will travel to Liverpool.
And then Southampton.
And
right?
I don't think Liverpool will want to lose in front of the club until the end of the season. Until the end of the season.
That's the next game.
And you know how much of a boogie team Newcastle had been for Arsenal in the last 2 seasons.
Yes.
So maybe the only game you can think they can conveniently win is going to be the game against relegated Southampton.
Okay, I mean, whether you like it or not, Arsenal's place in the UEFA Champions League for next season is as done and dusted. It does not mean if they finish second or third or fourth or fifth.
I mean,
their place in the UEFA Champions League is done and dusted.
I don't want us to digress.
But why would Mikel Arteta now decide to start the entire 11 that could be starting against PSG?
We had this conversation on Friday.
In the game,
right?
that's not important.
It is.
It isn't.
The game against Bournemouth would have conveniently sealed Arsenal's place in the Champions League next season.
So that means they need only 3 points.
No. Yes, if they had won the game against Bournemouth,
they can get 3 points against Southampton.
They stand the risk of not finishing second. Because Manchester City are just 3 points adrift of them.
What game would it be for you to finish second and also to finish fifth?
So how much of a terrible season would you think Arsenal would have if, Man City fluffed all through the season?
Okay.
And one would expect that with the pressure Arsenal had been able to build over the last 2 seasons, the season before the last, they finished 4 points adrift of Man City.
Okay.
Last season, they finished only 1 point adrift of Man City.
Okay.
One would expect that as Man City were, flopping the entire season, Arsenal should be in that position
exactly.
to, just slot in and, I've been second twice. Let me push for this one. Just like we've seen Remo Stars do. Now, Liverpool are currently 15 points ahead of Arsenal.
Okay.
So the further back they move, especially if they don't win the Champions League, means that Arsenal have had a season as bad as Manchester United.
No,
a season as bad as...
forgotten that from the teams that finish from first down to fourth or fifth, get superior money.
Which money?
Than the teams that finish from 10th down to 20th.
Which money would you rather want to have? As much as winning 1 FA Cup in 5 years and winning the Europa League and qualify for the Champions League.
Wow.
If Man U wins the Europa League and qualify for the Champions League, and Arsenal don't win the Champions League, Man U have had a better season than Arsenal.
Yeah,
even though Man U finishes in 15th.
They've won an European trophy.
Because they've won the same trophy that Arsenal have not won. Yes. And at the end of the day, they both have the same ticket. Champions League qualification.
Okay.
There's no difference.
Who won the Community Shield this season? Was it Arsenal or Man City?
Arsenal do. What's the Arsenal do with Community Shield?
Okay. But that's a major trophy.
Was it not Manchester United and Man City that played Community Shield?
Exactly.
So what has Arsenal got to do with this conversation?
They finished second last season. season.
You only play that if the same team won the FA Cup and the league.
Right.
So the second place team would come up. But Manchester United won the FA Cup and then Man City won the league.
Exactly.
So it's very simple. If Arsenal fails to win the Champions League, or let me put it this way, when Arsenal fails to win the Champions League,
next time you say if Arsenal reaches the final of the Champions League, because obviously they still have a game to play against.
No, that's what I said. Arsenal.
Don't say when Arsenal win the Champions League.
I said when Arsenal fails. I didn't say win. I said when Arsenal, if Arsenal fails to win the Champions League, and Manchester United or Tottenham Hotspur wins the Champions League, Tottenham Hotspur are 16th on the table.
Yes.
Just a few points above West Ham in 17th.
Yes.
If Tottenham Hotspur qualifies for the final and they win the Europa League and they qualify for the Champions League, Tottenham Hotspur will finish in 16th maybe. Yeah. They've had a better season than Arsenal.
And they'll still play the UEFA Champions League.
Because both of them will play the Champions League, but Tottenham will be going into the Champions League as the defending champions of the Europa League.
Exactly, you're right about that.
That's the simple thing.
You're right about that. But
so I'm trying to understand why everyone is thinking that because excuse me, my friend.
Sometimes it is you regret when you eat hot rice on Saturday afternoon because obviously it's going to burn your mouth.
Okay, guys, I understand what you're trying to do there, but hey, let's run through some of the results of games that were decided over the weekend in none of the major leagues across Europe. Of course, it was a title-winning weekend for England's captain and Tottenham Hotspur's greatest player of all times. I'm talking about Harry Kane, as he won his first major trophy as a professional footballer. As Leverkusen failed to win their game against Augsburg, the 2-draw.
They also drew in the game against Leipzig as well.
Exactly. Means that Bayern Munich have won the league. Yes. I mean, coincidences maybe.
Yeah.
It could also be the first season that Tottenham will win any major trophy in over 30 years.
That's true.
The same season that Harry Kane won his first major trophy. So let's run to some of the results of games that were decided over the weekend.
I think Harry Kane is the maybe misfortune.
I don't know. I mean, maybe both of them are misfortunes to each other, because if you go and win a trophy and then the club you left also won a trophy, so maybe both of you are not.
Which will be bigger? Which will be bigger? Do you think it's going to be the UEFA Europa League or Champions League? Because now Tottenham feel like they've won a European trophy.
See, the truth of the matter is this: for players, it's a different case.
Yeah.
Because we can sit. I remember when you guys on this desk, maybe not you, but I mean the guys were on the desk together before, were saying, Harry Kane he doesn't need to win a trophy. He doesn't need to leave the Premier League. He doesn't need to leave Tottenham. And I'll tell you for a fact, every goal scoring record is meant to be broken.
Yeah.
If you score 1,000 goals today, a player can come and score 2,000 goals.
Exactly.
So you become a past reference. But you see that trophy.
Still in this by the way.
You see that trophy.
Yeah. Nobody can take it away from you, right?
Exactly. That medal you have, nobody can take it away from you. No matter how much role you play in that title winning season.
Exactly. Even if
you are Pinto, like he was at Barcelona, no matter how light your role is, as long as you're qualified to win the medal, you're a part of that story.
Exactly.
So if you have a record, you think, I'm the highest goal scorer in Tottenham Hotspur,
can be broken.
It could fizzle out.
I agree with that.
I mean, look at Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah is on the third all-time list of highest goal scorers at Liverpool.
Exactly.
So that means if you should go on with the next 2 seasons, you never can tell where it could end.
Yeah.
So imagine if there's no Champions League. Imagine if there are no 2 Premier League titles. Imagine if there's no FA Cup, there's no World Cup competition, and Salah just keep holding on to the record.
It's just going to be like...
Ian Rush is here. His record is up for grabs.
It's just going to be like a snake that went past the mountain without no sign.
But Pastor. Well, games were decided on Friday, beginning from the English Premier League. Man City, a 1-0 victory over Wolves. Wolves would bite and curse their luck in that game. Wolves were on the 5 games unbeaten, no draw, 5 straight wins.
I remember Vitor Pereira saying that all they wanted to do was just try to finish as high as they could.
Yeah. I mean, they had their chances upon chances. Before Man City came in at the Etihad Stadium and they got the job done. For Rayo Vallecano, it was a 1-0 victory over Getafe. In the German Bundesliga, FC Erdheim played a goalless draw with VfL Bochum, and Torino and Venezia also played a 1-1 draw. In the French League on Friday, there was Nice versus Reims, and Nice nicked that one a goal to nothing. And of course, on Saturday, early kickoff, Aston Villa at Villa Park took one over Fulham. Everton played a 2-2 draw with Ipswich Town. What a game that was. Everton went 2-0 up, and of course, Ipswich Town relegated already, crawled back into that one, and then they got a 2-2 draw in that one. Leicester City just compounded the woes of their next opponent in the championship by defeating Southampton by 2-0. There was Jamie Vardy and Jordan Ayew getting those 2 goals for already relegated Leicester City against another relegated side.
And something happened in that game as well. The ref went down with an injury, and Jamie Vardy
put the whistle in his mouth and was whistling the referee to get up. I mean, he's down, so they've got no fear. Exactly. For Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, they lost to Bournemouth by 2-1, and making it the first time that Bournemouth was going to do a double over Arsenal.
Anytime you eat white rice on Saturday, it always burns your mouth.
Rest. Deportivo Alaves played a goalless draw with Atletico Madrid. Diego Simeone side are all but out of the cost at home to Valencia by 3-2, and Barcelona had to wait again for Rafinha, the man for the moment, to get that winning goal against Real Valladolid. That was how it ended in the Spanish La Liga on Saturday. Borussia Mönchengladbach played an entertaining 4-4 draw with Hoffenheim in the German Bundesliga. RB Leipzig also played a 3-3 draw against Bayern. So those 2 games actually brought up how many goals? 20 goals. Wow. That's massive, baby. Massive. 20 goals. Okay, I didn't go to school. 4 + 4, 8. 3 + 3, 6. Sorry. That's 14 goals. St. Pauli versus VfB Stuttgart. VfB Stuttgart defeated St. Pauli by 1-0. Union Berlin played a 2-2 draw with Werder Bremen, and Borussia Dortmund defeated Wolfsburg by 4-0. In the Italian Serie A, the Cagliari lost at home to Udinese. Parma also lost at home to Como 1907. Como 1907 have won 6 games on the bounce now.
Exactly.
And I don't know what Cesc Fabregas is cooking. He's going to leave Como. He's going to leave Como. They are well placed, very comfortable in the Italian Serie A this season. Lecce also lost at home to Napoli. Yes, that was some fantastic free kick right there for Napoli. Lukaku got a goal, was ruled out for VAR. But after that win, Napoli extended their lead to 6 points until Inter Milan played yesterday and they also won their game. Later that same day, so Inter Milan defeated Hellas Verona by 1-0. In the French Ligue 1, PSG lost away at Strasbourg by 2-1, and Toulouse also defeated Rennes by 2-1, and Saint-Etienne lost at home to AS Monaco by 3-1. Those were games that were decided on Saturday and yesterday. Sunday early kickoff. Also in English Premier League, Brentford at the GTEC Community Stadium defeated Manchester United by 4-3. Brighton also played a 1-0 draw against Newcastle. West Ham United also played a 1-0 draw against Tottenham Hotspur, semi-finalist for the Europa League. For Chelsea, it was a 3-1 victory at Stamford Bridge against the champions-elect. And guess what? Cole Palmer got his first goal since January 16 for Chelsea games. In that penalty. It was a tough game. It was a game they needed to win, and they set the marker early enough, and they got the job done against champions-elect. So as it stands right now, Chelsea are comfortable enough to push through for their Champions League qualification. For Real Madrid, they played a 3-2 victory over high-flying Celta Vigo. Come on, what a crack of a goal from Kylian Mbappe right there. Sevilla also played a 2-2 draw against Leganes in that particular one in the Spanish La Liga. And Espanyol also lost at home to Real Betis. I mean, it's crazy. 2 golazos are scored by Anthony back-to-back. One in the first leg semi-final of the Europa League. Exactly. And, of course, the second leg return back to Spanish football. He also got another goal. See, whatever it is that Man U wants to put on Anthony, I'm sure he doesn't want to come back to Trafford. Except, of course,
even if they have to do a GoFundMe.
Except, of course, Man U qualify for the Champions League. That could be enough to lure in. But if Real Betis,
I think Anthony Twazo wants to stay. I think he has built a relationship.
See,
with
the thing is, Real Betis are also in the Europa League, right?
Yeah. No, they're not.
They're in the Conference
League, exactly.
Okay, so if Man U fails to win the Champions League, Man U has nothing to do with Europe.
Nothing.
If Real Betis qualifies for the Europa League,
Real Betis, I think they defeated Fiorentina in the first leg.
In the first leg, 2-1.
Yes,
2-1. Okay.
So they could be making the final.
And let's see how it goes. Real Sociedad played a goalless draw against Athletic Club Bilbao. For that one, the German Bundesliga Augsburg also lost at home by 3-1 to Holstein Kiel. Freiburg 1-1 draw. In the Italian Serie A on Sunday, Empoli lost at home to Lazio. Atalanta returned to winning ways by beating Monza by 4-0. Demola Lookman ending his 6-goal drought in that one. AS Roma also continued their form in this Italian Serie A with 19 games unbeaten now as they defeated Fiorentina by 1-0. Bologna and Juventus are settled for a 1-1 draw. Nantes also lost at home to Angers. AJ Osre also lost at home to La Havre, and Brest are defeated Montpellier by 1-0. Exactly. Who doesn't like it?
I mean, the fact that they totally humiliated their opponents, and
this guy.
No, I'm talking about football. I'm talking about football.
Okay, Olympique Lyonnais also lost at home to Lens by 2-1, and Lille and Marseille played a 1-0 draw. There's Monday Night Football in the English Premier League as Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park would also host the Champions League, pushing Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest lost that game at home the last time out.
Exactly,
and of course,
Brentford.
They are pushing for a win away at Crystal Palace. If they win tonight, they go on the same point with Manchester City.
No. They have 60 points.
They have 60 points.
Yes, if they win tonight,
with Newcastle United. Exactly. Girona will play against Mallorca tonight by 8 p.m. And of course, in the Spanish, in the Italian Serie A, there's Genoa tonight versus AC Milan. Guess who is sitting directly behind AC Milan in the Italian Serie A table? Como 1907. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's quickly take some Formula One story. Sᴘᴏʀᴛ has strengthened his lead in a World Championship by clinching his 4th victory of the season at the Miami Grand Prix. The Australian leading home teammate Lando Norris to seal a dominant 1-2 for McLaren. While Max Verstappen initially led way from the pole, a battle with Norris saw the Briton run wide and drop down the order, letting Kimi, Antonelli and Piastri through in the process. But as the lap sticks down and Piastri overtook the Mercedes, Max Verstappen soon found himself under increasing pressure from the championship leader. After Sᴘᴏʀᴛ eventually found a way past into the lead, a recovering Norris subsequently followed through into second, allowing the Papaya cars to build up a sizable gap at the front. And while plenty of actions unfolded behind them across the 57-lap event, the Papaya cars looked to be in a league of their own right at the checkered flag, where Sᴘᴏᴛ crossed the line by 4.36 sub-seconds from Lando Norris. As it stands right now, Sᴘᴏᴛ is actually finished in 1 hour 28.51 sub-587 seconds with 25 points, closely followed by Lando Norris of McLaren with plus 4.863 seconds with 18 points. George Russell of Mercedes also got a podium finish, while defending champion Max Verstappen actually started in pole but finished 4th. Directly behind him is Albion's Williams finishing 5th in that particular one. And as it stands right now, it's really crazy. Sᴘᴏᴛ is really pushing through things for McLaren. It looks like this is their season. Mercedes, George Russell claimed the final spot on the podium in 4th. In 3rd, despite being a whooping 37 seconds back from Piastri, highlighting McLaren's commanding performance, while Max Verstappen had to settle for 4th in the Red Bull, continuing a statistics of a Miami pair of Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton, meanwhile, at 7th and 8th respectively. The pair having been involved in a lengthy team order debate at the later stages that saw Hamilton move in front before the position were reversed later on. Hamilton held on to 8th despite a late race scrap with the Williams of Carlos Sainz, and the Spaniard remaining in 9th following the incident that will be investigated after the race. Yuki Tsunoda meanwhile grabbed the final point on offer in P10 for Red Bull. Okay, that is how it went down. You know, we had the opportunity of streaming the race live, and boy, oh boy, those stunts were super massive.
I think it was a beautiful race yesterday. Last night right here in Nigeria, and you know, obviously in the day talking about right there in the United States of America. But I think for Sᴘᴏᴛ, I think at the beginning of this season, you made a statement. You said something I still remember it to this point, and you said that Lando Norris, even despite being the leading driver for McLaren, is not the most dangerous, but Sᴘᴏᴛ.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we are seeing.
We saw it yesterday.
We saw yesterday as well. This is the 4th race he'll be winning out of 6 races already this season. The 3rd race as well, you know, the 3rd success at the Miami Open. But I also feel like it was also a kind of bad outing as well for Max Verstappen, despite starting in pole position. I think it was around lap 10 when he had issues with his braking, you know, with
and yet again, it's on record that nobody that has started in pole in Miami had gone on to win the race.
I know the funny thing. Last year at Miami, it was Lando Norris that won.
Yes.
And this time
and he's back again to win. Well, I think as it stands, right, it's 1-2, 1-2, both in the title. It's a World Championship and the Constructors Championship. Let's quickly take some boxing story as well. Nigerian heavyweight Avyar Jagba and Congolese contender Martin Makole fought to a dramatic majority draw in a much anticipated bout in Saudi Arabia on Sunday morning. After 10 intense rounds at the A&B Arena in Riyadh, the judges scored the contest 95-95, 94-96, and 95-95, with one judge narrowly favoring Ajagba, while the other two called it a draw. And the outcome surprised many boxing analysts who had pegged Bankole as the slight favorite. The fight, part of the undercard for Canelo Alvarez clash with Williams Cole, has high stake for both fighters. For Bankole, it was a shot at redemption after a crushing second-round knockout loss to Joseph Parker earlier in the year. Meanwhile, Ajagba sought to extend his impressive winning streak in 5 fights following his solo defeat to Frank Sanchez in October 2021. Ajagba, 30, entered the ring with a formidable record of 20 wins, 14 by knockout, and 1 loss. His recent performance, including a dominance victory over Galdo Vianella last April, underscored his dominance and determination. I have the abilities and I have the skills, I have the power, everything to become an heavyweight champion. Ajagba confidently said before the fight, as he aimed for future bout against the division's very best. Despite bookmakers favoring Bankole with odds up in compared to Ajagba's lower odd, the Nigerian proved his resilience in a fight that could have tipped either ways. The bout marked a crucial junction for both fighters in their pursuit for a world title shot in the division currently being ruled by unified champion Alexander Usyk and IBF title holder Daniel Dubois. With the majority draw result leaves both boxers with unfinished businesses. Their aspirations remain alive in the competitive heavyweight landscape. Neither, however, managed to deliver the decisive performance. Talking tough. I saw the manager of Daniel Dubois calling Alexander Usyk an Oscar rated actor, that he should have gone to be an actor, and once he's done with boxing he should consider a role in acting, because of the draw they played the last time Daniel Dubois was adjudged to have punched Alexander Usyk below the belt, and then he had to take about 10 minutes out before he got back, and then the fight was declared.
I'd love to see the bouts, to be honest. I would love to see that.
Even if we don't want to see it, it's a fight that is mandatory. It has to happen.
I just hope Daniel Dubois does not eventually leave out the bout and then call in sick or say something.
No, he's not going to do that. He's a mandatory challenger. If he doesn't fight, then he would have to drop the belt. Exactly.
But so don't forget the fight against Joseph Parker. The fact that he was meant to fight Joseph Parker. He didn't
call in sick. He actually felt sick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You falling sick is also
bro,
calling in sick.
You want, even if you are sick, you can manage your sickness against Alexander Usyk, because you think that that's the biggest fight of your entire career.
Against Alexander Usyk?
Yes, you want to get into the ring against the very best.
You want to go into the ring with Alexander Usyk when you're not fit?
Nothing would happen.
When you're not medically fit?
Nothing would happen. No. Well, let's take a very quick break. I will play you something. This one is called Dimension J5, featuring, of course, Burna Boy in that particular one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of sweet, soft vibes on the show today. When we come back, we get straight up into football. Alexander Arnold is verbally agreed Real Madrid deal after confirming his Liverpool exit. All of that and more after the break. Stick around with us.
I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on Mainland FM. God bless you.
I go to give them the vibe till the kingdom come. The place where I come from be another dimension. Nobody will look my face when I dey on my own. I've been on the road for a long time, tryna get a bread so my family go survive. Some of my brothers stay with this tough time. They wanna be free, they don't wanna see the sunlight.
Man, it's getting ugly, still I look for the beauty. Girls selling the shit for the Gucci. All I see is good girls trying to show love. Same time, all these groupies acting bougie. I came in the game like, yo, excuse me. Shout out my OGs and shout out my juvies. Get robbed for your carty with a little Uzi. Brothers shooting clips like an action movie. And I know it seems stupid, but brothers ain't seen no love, they need Cupid. Even though we're winning, we're still sinning. And this ain't gonna change overnight, it's deep rooted. Flashbacks of dead bodies and gunshots. Last time I see my brother's face was a mugshot. PTSD will leave permanent scars. Can't lie, man, I ain't the same brother that I once was.
When the beat drops, all the girls wanna sing along. Me, I gotta give them the vibe till the kingdom come. The place where I come from be another dimension. Nobody will look my face when I dey on my own. I've been on the road for a long time, tryna get a bread so my family go survive. Some of my brothers stay with this tough time. They wanna be free.
So selfless, it's the same old story, different occasion. Nigerian, Ghanaian, Jamaican, Ugandan, Congolese and a Bayesian. You could be a star or you could end up a patient. Got a mind that you step, blood on the pavement.
Bad man, don't threaten me. You know Vicky who don't die before. Father, forgive me my sins. I reminisce all the things I've done wrong. Please put me under your wings. I see the brim in my mind, them live long. Cause many won't quench the fire. Jalo gon' take us higher. When the beat drops, all the girls wanna sing along.
Sport Cruise, 6 p.m. weekdays on 98.3 Mainland FM. The cruise never stops.
We all say, when I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag.
Okay. After 20 years at Liverpool Football Club, I'll be leaving at the end of the season. I think the decision for me is personal. To change environment, to challenge myself elsewhere. It's not about wanting to find something better. It's about me and my personal journey as a player. And I feel like now is the end of my career.
It's Alexander-Arnold! Oh, what a moment! The teenager!
The times that I've had here, the memories, the special moments are and will always be some of the best moments I'll have in my life, and memories that will live with me forever. And I'm eternally grateful to everyone who's helped me along the way. Being able to sit here now as a two-time Premier League champion for the club that I grew up loving, it's a great end to the story for me.
Now Alexander-Arnold! And he scored!
Of course, it's very emotional for me. It's all I've ever known. It's everything I've ever wanted to do, dreamed of as a kid. Yeah, it's just very emotional, if I'm honest, because the club, the city, the fans, the people have given me things that I could never have dreamt of in my wildest dreams. It's, you know, a journey that I'll never forget it, and I can't thank everyone enough for the support, the belief, the amazing moments we've had.
It's another stellar moment from Trent Alexander-Arnold.
The love I have for this club will never leave. It will never diminish. I'll love it forever. I'll forever be in debt to the club and the fans for everything they've done for me. And there's no doubt about it. I'll be back. Any chance I get, I'll come watch games. I'll be supporting. I'll be wanting the club to win, wanting the club to be successful. There's nothing changing in that. I will always remain a Liverpool fan.
Just move on up toward your destination. Though you may find from time to time complication.
A marriage of over 20 years with 350 games, with the Champions League, with 2 Premier League titles, and after breaking through the ranks at the academy, Trent Alexander-Arnold would leave Liverpool this summer, and he has played more than 350 games for the Reds after breaking through the academy, winning 2 Premier League titles, and of course, a very dignified UEFA Champions League. Trent Alexander-Arnold has had a verbal agreement to join Real Madrid after announcing he's leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. This is easily the hardest decision I've had to make in my entire life, said Alexander-Arnold in a message on his social media page, as talks with Real Madrid have gotten to an advanced stage. No contract with the Spanish club has been signed yet, but it's been agreed that a verbal agreement has been put in place to join the 15th time times European Champions League winners. The England international came through the Liverpool Academy and has played 352 games for the first team, winning 2 Premier League titles, including this season's and a Champions League. Aлек helped Liverpool win the Champions League, the UEFA Super Cup, the World Club competition trophies in 2019, has also lifted 2 Carabao Cups, 1 FA Cup, and 1 Community Shield. The 26-year-old started this season as one of the 3 key Liverpool players out of contract in the summer, and while Liverpool extended Mohamed Salah's and Virgil van Dijk's deal by 2 years, they will lose Aлек for free. He said that he's admitted there was the possibility of staying at the club earlier on, but he revealed that he needed a change in his career. Asked if staying at Liverpool was ever a possibility, he said 100% it was a massive possibility. 2 Premier League titles, 1 Champions League, 1 FA Cup, 1 EFL Cup, 1 UEFA Super Cup, 1 FIFA World Club, 1 3 times. I've got the full confidence of the manager and the staff and the club going forward. It's not about me thinking we're not going to fight for titles or fight for trophies season in, season out, but because I knew from the few moments with the manager that I was a winner, he was aiming to go win things, and we've seen that this season with what he has played. So whatever it is that I live with Liverpool, it's a long-time memory that will live with me for the rest of my life. Well, Liverpool's offer to Aлек will have made him the best paid fullback, not just in Premier League, but also in world football. But the club realized that a new agreement was not possible as the defender already had his heart set on Madrid. The final meeting between Hughes and Alec's camp came earlier in the spring after Liverpool had rejected a bid from Real Madrid in January transfer window. That was the moment he told Slot that he would be leaving the club. Alec's said on his confirmed X page that after 20 years at Liverpool club, now is the time for me to confirm that I'll be leaving at the end of the season. I know many of you have wondered why, or has been frustrated that I haven't spoken about this yet, but it's always my intentions to keep my full focus on the team's best interest, which was securing number 20. This club has been my whole life, my entire life, for 20 years, from the academy right through up to now. The support and love I felt for everyone inside and outside the club will stay with me forever, and I'll forever be indebted to this club, Liverpool. Agbatomi, it's a new shift. It's a Madrid journey. It's a journey out of England, and you know, it's something that is very rare to see English players play out of England. But hey, we've seen a few of them: David Beckham, Michael Owen, Owen Hargreaves. A few of them actually had to go out. Sometimes they still have to come back. Yeah, exactly. But in modern day football, it's something that rarely ever happens. But hey, Alec's seems to want to start a new Premier League titles: 1 Champions League, 1 UEFA Super Cup, 1 FIFA World Club competition, 2 Carabao Cups, 2 FA Cup, 1 Community Shield, 1 a PFA Player of the Season, and 3 times PFA Team of the Year. How big a career is he leaving behind at Liverpool?
Yeah, obviously he's leaving a lot of things. Really, he's leaving a lot of things. After joining the club ever since he was 6, now he's 26. So that completes 20 years, of representing Liverpool. And he's also living on the high. He has been a big part of the side that won the Premier League in Arne Slot's debut season. And obviously, leaving as the vice captain of Liverpool, deciding to leave as the vice captain of Liverpool, because a lot of people also forget that Trent Alexander-Arnold is the vice captain of Liverpool, but due to the fact that Virgil van Dijk plays majority of all games, that's why you rarely see him with the captains and band. So he lives on the eye. He lives as May 16. I remember him also scoring a beautiful free kick as well in the UEFA Champions League playoff. That was when Jurgen Klopp was still the manager as well. As a teenager, scored the free kick that took Liverpool as well to the group stage of the UEFA Champions. So yeah, he has had a big career, notwithstanding. But I just feel like the issue a lot of Liverpool fans have about him leaving to Real Madrid, or maybe him deciding to leave at the end of the season, because obviously the deal with Real Madrid is not yet confirmed, is the fact that this is a player that was discovered, that was unearthed by Liverpool. He has been at the club ever since he was young. He rose through the ranks, through the under 6, under 8, under 12, under 14, under 16, under 18, before he also got promoted to the first team. So Liverpool fans know that this is a player they could have easily gotten 100 million. Seen a lot of different, different reactions about that. But me myself, I think I feel indifferent about it, to be honest, because I also remember some some few seasons ago when Trent Alexander-Arnold granted an interview, the journalist asked him, what would he prefer? You want to win the Champions League or want to win the Ballon d'Or? And he said that he wanted to win the Ballon d'Or. And I'm kind of confused as like position do you think can win it? And I think that he's actually on that journey, to discovering himself, or to him being lead, or to him being adjudged as the best player of the world.
let me hold your thought here.
Okay.
And I wish I was on the other side of this conversation.
No, you can be. You can be.
I wish today was Wednesday or Thursday, where I'll probably have to analyze, because I mean, you look at Trent's journey at Liverpool, you look at his high moments, his low moments. I doubt if he had low moments, but of course there were times where he kind of fell off the cliff, especially in terms of consistency, performance.
Exactly.
His attacking,
Numbers
journeys were affecting Liverpool defensively, because he wasn't tracking back games against Fulham 2 seasons ago, against Brighton last season, against Manchester United this season,
against Man City.
You can count those games over and over and over and over and over again that people were questioning how to turn down Real Madrid. Fact, especially when you know that their defenders this season have also had injuries to deal with too. But if you think Ballon d'Or was the biggest propelling factor for him to move to Madrid, Madrid has an array of stars.
Okay.
There's Kylian Mbappe, there's Vinicius Jr., there's Jude Bellingham, there's Rodrigo Goes, there's Tchouaméni, Camavinga. Maybe those guys are, pretty within the age bracket with him. You can vibe with them. But do you think that journey to Madrid would ever lead to winning the Ballon d'Or?
No,
I don't think that has so much attacking prospects.
I don't think so, to be honest, Okwemi, because when it comes to the numbers, Okwemi, I can categorically tell you that
you have to be Fabio Cannavaro. You have to be Cannavaro.
Yes,
you have to lead England to the World Cup.
His numbers will be flawed by the numbers that Jude Bellingham will be giving.
I don't want to win the Ballon d'Or and a team that has Kylian Mbappe.
And Okwemi, the funniest thing is the fact that Trent Alexander-Arnold is not going there as a midfielder; he's going there as a right back. Because obviously, Carvalhal's career is obviously going to end after next season, because there are also reports that Real Madrid want to give him another year extension. It is already established that Real Madrid don't have a natural right back, and that is the huge boot that Trent Alexander-Arnold will be going to fill. But there's also a change in style. Real Madrid do not play with a right back as the creator in chief. That job is left to the attackers, to the forward lines, to the likes of Kylian Mbappe, to the likes of Rodrigo Goes, to the likes of Jude Bellingham, to the likes of even Sᴘᴏʀᴛs aka Hendrick. So all of these things I'm also trying to say is, you definitely would not go to a Real Madrid that contains that currently houses those areas of star, and you want to win the Ballon d'Or. It is impossible, practically impossible. Apart from that, only this season, Trent Alexander-Arnold is the most dribbled defender. He has been dribbled past 55 times only this season, more than any other defender when it comes to the top 5 leagues in Europe. Apart from that, still this season against Manchester City, this was a Trent Alexander-Arnold that was gone past, or that lost a competitive and grand role against Jeremy Doku. Now, does he want to go and start playing all of those bad defensive things at Real Madrid?
I'm feeling pain in your analysis because it is easy for you to say, he was the most dribble pass this season, this and that. There are times where it's not like you are declining, but you're not at that top level you've always been. But should I remind you about 10 of the glorious nights that Trent has given your club?
His strength is attacking wise.
Exactly.
But when it comes to defense, Real Madrid will not require Trent Alexander-Arnold's service when it comes to attack.
He will.
They won't.
Maybe not as much as
That's
Liverpool
what I'm saying.
will.
That's what I'm saying. So obviously you know that his influence on his team's attacking output or attacking numbers will be reduced drastically.
Maybe that's enough reason, probably enough opportunity for him to concentrate and get his job as a defender.
You take a look at players that have left Liverpool in the past. Michael Owen left Liverpool.
It will be difficult.
I'm driving somewhere.
It will be difficult for maybe as a Liverpool fan,
no,
it's understandable. But it's difficult for me to find fault in Trent.
Why?
Fantastic player, loyal boy, consistent.
Okay, I have nothing.
I can't forget that Liverpool Barcelona night.
No, come on.
That's one of the most cheekiest moment of football that I've seen in my entire life.
Okay, let me tell you something.
That assist from that corner kick.
Okay, let me tell you something.
Brilliant.
Let me tell you something. It starts for you. 75% of goals the Liverpool have considered in the past 5 seasons have come from Trent Alexander-Arnold's position.
Would you choose to celebrate what he's done for you all through your analysis today? You've not mentioned his Champions League season's performance.
The Champions League final 20.
He was one of your best players.
No,
yes.
20.
He was one of your best players that season, my friend.
No, I'm talking about the
season
final.
You won the Champions League.
No. I'm talking about the final.
Why do you want to remember the final for the one you lost to Real Madrid?
That's what I'm saying.
Why would you rather celebrate?
It was Trent Alexander-Arnold that was meant to take the ball out, that finish out, go step past it, and convert it.
Okay, wait. You want to blame Arnold?
No, I'm not.
The goalkeeper you kept in pole.
Okay.
That if they shot arrow at him, to enter pose, you don't want to blame him for that.
Who is that?
So you choose. You choose to celebrate that moment.
No.
But you forgot to celebrate the moment he took you by giving an assist in the quarterfinal, giving an assist in the semi-final, and giving an assist in scoring in the quarterfinal, giving an assist in the semi-final, and giving an assist in the final. You forgot those moments. You choose to celebrate the one he did not win, but you forgot to. And you say you're not bitter as a Liverpool fan. You're pained
against Real Madrid.
Oh, you are pained.
You take a look at his match against Real Madrid. Against Real Madrid, he has been cooked a lot of times.
Which cook?
Is this the Trent Alexander-Arnold that wants to go and play in the Spanish La Liga? He will get cooked week in, week out.
This season against Everton,
yes,
was he cooked?
Against Everton?
Against Brighton, was he cooked?
Against
Fulham, was he cooked?
Against Man City?
Was he the only defender you have?
Against Man City? Against Doku?
You are pained.
Against Doku?
And you can't tell me otherwise. You are pained.
Come on. No, I'm not.
I feel your pain. As a Liverpool fan,
the funniest thing. The funniest thing is this. Now, it's a win-win situation for both parties.
How?
Yeah, exactly. Liverpool have a better defensive right back in Conor Bradley. Yes. Okay, you forget the Real Madrid game against Liverpool game against Real Madrid this season.
See, listen to me.
Conor Bradley kept Mbappe, Vinicius Junior quiet in that game.
Anybody that beats Real Madrid this season, don't count it.
Why?
Arsenal defeated Real Madrid home and away.
Yes.
Since then, they've had only one win against the relegated Ipswich. They've lost to PSG. They've lost to Bournemouth. They've dropped against Everton. They've dropped point against. Excuse me, my friend. Anybody that beats Madrid this season, count it out.
No, you don't count it as a win.
No,
you don't. Why would you count it out? It is part of history, Okwemi. It is part of history.
Let's listen to the callers, but I think you're pained. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good to guys, especially in the studio, right?
You're welcome, my friend.
Yeah, so as a City fan, let them know. See, anybody who knows now, tell them that table is shaking. We will break that table for that second with the ND.
We agree.
We are coming back and strong. See, that second position, we will come out and left for them. They don't stab it, they don't reach. They are useless. That's why Liverpool can afford to fall because they know say Arsenal can never catch up. You understand, but we are coming back better and stronger. The best news ever in the world of football is Rodri is back in training. That's also.
I mean, and it's crazy enough that Rodri had a career-ending injury that he picked up from. He's back in training before.
Yeah, this is not calm down.
See, Liverpool fans are like the Yoruba adage. They say make you chop them. You say small flesh inside.
Swallow no.
You say So you say you have a defensive right back. Yes, you are sounding pained that the guy is leaving. No. If it was so important to you, hold on. Why do you allow his contract to run down? And you are saying Trent is not going to be playing as a midfielder. Have you forgotten that one of the things that affected Madrid this season was the loss of a controller? Someone that like Cruz that comes to the back, picks the ball and distributes it. I can tell you for free, once CTA gets to Real Madrid, the first thing he will start doing is the controlling position. He will be playing more like a right back / midfielder. And that is where the defenders will have to cover.
Thank you very much, guys. We've come to the end of the show. Tomorrow, I promise you guys, we'll have a more robust conversation about Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's time and he's made the move.
Let me tell you a fact. A snake is the most deceitful animal I've ever seen.
Take your loss. He's moved on to a better team, to a bigger team. And of course, let's see how all of that will work out. Well, thank you so much, Agbatomi, for coming through. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to focus more on Trent's time at Liverpool. Next up, his life is good. This program returns tomorrow, same time.